All right, let's play around with our nav section a little bit. Let's go to our HTML and do a technique we talked about last week. We're going to do an unordered list in here. And inside unordered list, we'll do some list items. These are going to be our navigation for our page. And I'm not going to do anything fancy with them right now. We'll just kind of use placeholders. Ahref equals. And I'm just going to use hashtag for the address of our link. What does that do? A hashtag will link back to this current page you're on. So I'm just going to make some, and I'm going to say this is page 1 of our site. Do a /a here, and also a /list item. I'm going to copy this. I'll put 5 of them on there, and I'll change them all to page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. So we have 5 pages on this site, and we have a link to all of them in this nice little unordered list. But that's not exactly how we want it to look. We want it to go across the screen. So we're going to apply some formatting. Let's go back over to our CSS and see if we can format these nav links to look like they ought to look for a page like this. So for our nav, let's go in here. Let's set our width for our nav section. Notice that my links expanded to fill in. So the nav section did get taller, even though I haven't specified a height. It expanded to fit the content. So let's do nav, let's do width. Let's do 960. See what happens here. Sometimes I like to do things that may not work properly just so you can see what happens. We need to do nav for our list items. So using a descendant selector. So this is list items within our nav section. We're going to apply some styles to those. We want them to display inline. See that? Now they're going across the page instead of up and down. We displayed them inline instead of block. Let's do list style type. Done. Okay, we don't have any discs in front of them now. Let's do some padding on them. Only on their rights though. We'll set padding to 40 pixels. That'll put a little space between them so they're not right up against each other. How did I do that? What I did there. There we go. That spaced them out a little bit. We'll call that good enough. For our nav section, let's do some padding. Because they're right up against, everything's right up against the edges here. So we'll add some padding in there. And that expanded those out a little bit. Too bad. Notice what happened here though. I broke my page. look what's happening here. My nav section now is sticking out beyond the header, beyond the 960. Because remember, I said these things had to add up. I added 10 pixels of padding to my nav section. So that expanded the width out. So I need to take off 10 left, 10 right, put that to 940. And now that's fixed. So remember that here. It's good to plan that out and add up, get your drawing, add up all your margins and your paddings and your border widths to your content widths, and make sure they add up to your container size. So that's our little nav section. That's, I don't know that we need to do anything else to it. Do some margin. Do my header section. Do margin bottom. No, we didn't really see anything with that. Doing it twice. Do it with our nav section. Now I got everything saved correctly. So I have 10 pixel margin right there. And because of the margin, remember the margin is outside of the box. So my border goes around the yellow. The padding is inside. The color, the background color is inside the box. Up here on my header, my 10 pixels of margin is outside of its box. So it's white. It doesn't get the background color. My bottom border on my navigation section, I just put 10 pixels bottom on that. So it's got white behind it. Now, remember, I have all the different colors on here so that we can see what's going on our page. That doesn't mean we're going to leave these colors, right? I'm putting these things in so you can see how to lay out your page. The colors, when we're done, we'll get some kind of theme going, right? I mean, I may not do that, but on your page you will. We're just using all kinds of different colors so that you can see the changes that are happening on our page as we do them. All right, in the next section, I think we'll start working on our aside and section, and this is where we actually get to see our columns come to life. So it's the exciting section.